Hi, I'm Heather Dawson. Every week on our show, we bring you the best of California. So let's start off with a tour of headlines that made news around the state. Orange County, finally some good news about air quality. Air pollution has taken a sharp drop in Orange County and the rest of the Los Angeles basin over the past 2 decades. Lung irritants, ground level ozone, and fine particle pollution have dropped down 35% since 1990. San Diego. So do you want to take your family on an African safari but don't have the cash? Well, the world-famous San Diego Zoo's Wild Animal Park is the next best thing. The park is now expanding its services to offer zip lines and overnight camping. Los Angeles, a new airline for pets only has been started by 2 dog owners. Using pressurized cargo planes, Pet Airways will ship a critter inside its container for $149 between 5 cities: Los Angeles, Chicago, Denver, New York, and Washington. San Francisco, Mayor Gavin Newsom signed an ordinance for one of the largest municipal solar projects in the nation, boosting San Francisco's image as a center of support for green technology. Now, the project will mount 25,000 solar panels in the city, providing up to 5 megawatts of renewable power for the city to transmit into its electrical grid. Moving on to our Spotlight segment, this week we shine the light on Monterey, not only one of the most scenic getaways on California's coastline, but steeped in history as well. California Live's Tom Jordan took a California road trip to the Central Coast town, where he found a quaint boutique hotel to match the beautiful surroundings. Here's Tom.
The Central Coast sports one of the most magnificent views on California's roadways. The winding Highway 1, hundreds of feet above the Pacific Ocean, is the gateway to Monterey. Our California road trip brings us to the Hotel Pacific in the heart of Monterey's downtown.
With the downtown location, it's great. We have nice romantic rooms that couples enjoy, but they're also very spacious. So we have rooms with 2 beds that families can also be very comfortable in.
The authentic Spanish-style Adobe Hotel offers lush private gardens, balcony and patio rooms, down feather bedding, fireplaces, complimentary continental breakfast, and afternoon refreshments. Hotel Pacific, perfect for both business and leisure. Conveniently located just steps away from the Monterey Conference Center, but it also has its own business amenities.
So we do work with a lot of business travelers and have meeting space for up to about 40 people, so we do some small corporate groups as well.
But our trip is based on pleasure, and lucky us, it's just a few minutes from the Monterey Bay Aquarium and other top area attractions.
Fisherman's Wharf is about 2 blocks away. We've got a lot of great shops, restaurants, local Monterey seafood. There's also a trolley stop right on the corner of the hotel that'll take you into Cannery Row, which is about a half-mile away.
It turns out Hotel Pacific was the perfect choice for our getaway to the Monterey Bay area.
Monterey was California's first capital. There's a walkway in front of the hotel. On one side, we've got California's first theater. And on the other side of the hotel, there's the Casa Sobranes, which is open periodically for tours inside the home and outside the garden areas.
Whether you're of the business clientele or here for fun and relaxation, Hotel Pacific and the Monterey Bay area may be just the stop for your next California road trip. In Monterey, I'm Tom Jordan.
Wine lovers from across California gathered in Ghirardelli Square to uncork their mind to the world of wine. Monique Sultani brings us the best in California from San Francisco.
We're here at the Uncorked Festival in Ghirardelli Square.
On a hot day, white definitely tastes better than red.
It's definitely a good way to bring friends together, get everyone outside, and try some great wines.
I am joined by Elise Williams. She's of Wattle Creek Winery.
Wattle Creek is 100% estate grown. It is family owned. So my parents started Wattle Creek 16 years ago. We have 600 acres in Mendocino County, and it's all made in Alexander Valley, where we do have some other varietals there. And we live on the property. So San Francisco Tasting Room in Ghirardelli Square is one of the locations that you will find us at.
And that's where we're sitting right here, which is really neat to be able to have a tasting room right here in the heart of the city.
Absolutely, it's wonderful. So we get a great local crowd that comes in, really supports us. We love it.
What are we drinking here?
So this is the 2007 Viognier from our Alexander Valley property, and this is a very small production, only about 500 cases, and that's great because the tasting room sees a lot of our small productions.
And for anyone who's not familiar with a Viognier, what is it?
It's a white grape. It's in a warmer climate, so you're going to get a little bit of apricot, a little bit of light oak. It's very, very nice summer wine.
Let's do a little cheers, shall we, Elise? What are we cheersing to?
Uncorked into Wattle Creek.
Cheers, Wattle Creek!
Bringing you the best in California, I'm Morning Sultan.
Ghirardelli Square was registered as a historic landmark in 1982 and has since become one of San Francisco's most treasured icons. If you'd like to stop by the square, they host a series of events all year round. And coming up, he's the Emmy-winning comedy writer and producer behind hits like Murphy Brown and Mad About You. And he's here to tell us all about his new book, which of course is set right here in California. He's our in-studio profile.
This is Crystal Fambrini exploring a swimsuit line created through the power of reinvention.
I'm up here in the Hollywood Hills about to meet Jeff Gum, the founder of Sungo Life.
Jeff was an active Navy SEAL for a decade.
Did 2 deployments to the Middle East, and then I was a combatives instructor.
And used his experience to launch a veteran-based swimwear brand that promotes freedom and gives back to America's first responders.
Kind of like to do things that honor fellow soldiers.
Sunga is Brazilian Portuguese for Speedo.
He wore these during Alcatraz when everyone else was in wetsuits.
But no wetsuit.
You're wanting to bring awareness that 22 veterans a day commit suicide here in the United States. That's a lot. And so you help raise awareness. Proceeds of your clothing go to help fight that.
Doing these events bring us together because isolation is a killer. We partner with veteran foundations, Save the Coral Reef, help amputee or spinal cord injury soldiers and veterans, swim the Hudson to raise money to get homeless veterans off the street. Doing all that gives meaning and brings everyone together.
Let me try this on, see what it's like.
Oh, awesome.
Ready to work out, I'm ready to do some stuff. I can wear this and feel good that I'm helping vets.
Our logo, it's sun rays going through a wave, and then here, war-torn flag. Flag stands for freedom, but the war-torn flag is like the sacrifice to go through and preserve that freedom.
So let's talk about these silkies. They're super soft, really comfortable. They have panties built in.
It's what Marines wear. It's what the Army wears. Have a built-in liner here that have a little spot for a phone to go. You can be doing a workout, and it's just in there, so you can do high kicks.
You take away the decision to quit.
70% of people don't become SEALs just because they quit. You remove that option, and even when everything goes wrong, you actually have a pretty good chance of making it. And I do the same thing with entrepreneurship now. Every problem has a solution.
You actually have winter clothing.
A Whoopee hoodie uses like a poncho liner. That is everyone uses in the military if you're out kind of camping or sleeping out somewhere. Oh, it's so soft and nice, but waterproof. This is the loudmouth patriot. Not be a loudmouth in a negative way, but to be confident and to stand up for something. Walked all across Greece wearing silkies and my headband and the sunglasses. We walked 240 miles. Raised money for the Navy SEAL Foundation. Perfect as a little scarf. You walk in a store, you go like that. Now I send them to all my SEAL brothers. A lot of guys are wearing this while they're going and ripping terrorists out of bed in the middle of the night.
You took your money from your Iraq bonus, right, from your re-enlistment bonus, and put it all into your company.
A really important thing for business and life and the SEAL teams, you stack all the odds in your favor. By this summer, probably be $1.5–2 million run rate.
Which is a huge success.
A huge honor for me to be able to serve. Everything I gave, I got back 100-fold. I was very lucky. Some people are not, and that, pay the ultimate sacrifice. I had friends who were in Afghanistan that stepped on IEDs or were shot down in helicopters, and so it kind of pushes me more to make my company more successful, so I in turn can help out.
I'm barely wearing the flag right now, but I'm doing it for America.
Yes. Here's some happy flamingos. So I just love wearing things that are fun, colorful, and bring good energy.
Yeah, I like those kicks.
Being super positive and having that positive energy and standing for courage and freedom. It's all encompassing. The secret to happiness is freedom, and the secret to freedom is courage. And I just love having that whole community. People are all over the world are part of it now.
Welcome back to California Life. Joining me today is a Hollywood insider who's written for hit comedies like Mad About You, The Drew Carey Show, and Murphy Brown, which earned him an Emmy and a Golden Globe for his work. He's now translating his writing talents from the small screen to the written word, and his debut novel is getting rave reviews. Today's California Life profile is Russ Woody. Thank you so much for being with us, Russ.
Hi, Heather.
And let's just get right into this, because I'm sure the viewers are wondering. First of all, your book is called The Wheel of Noldoid.
Noldoid.
And I don't know, I'd like to make a comparison of maybe The Hobbit a little bit and seeing this. Okay. So explain a little bit about the book and this character right here.
The book is about a spherical city at the center of the earth that's inhabited by little creatures like this, Noldoids, and they operate the machinery that is responsible for the rotation of the earth. And this story is about one particular instance where they have to come up from the center of the earth to San Francisco to retrieve a crystal from Golden Gate Park, which absorbs sunlight and will eventually fuel the machinery. But they're usually about 1.5 to 2 feet tall. They're chubby, and they're unlike Tolkien's hobbits. They look a little like hobbits.
Yeah,
in fact,
a little bit.
Tolkien got the idea from, he had been to Noldoid in the late 1800s when he was a young boy. A lot of people don't know that. But the main difference is they are very grouchy, disagreeable, argumentative creatures.
Now, you obviously base this a lot in California. Is that because you're a native, or?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but it takes you through different parts of California, which I find interesting.
There's a fabulous high-speed chase from San Francisco to Fresno,
which only happens in California.
Yes.
I think, you know, LA news is kind of the only news that I see a car chase almost weekly. So.
Yeah, we have some of the best car chases, I think, in the country, if not the world.
Now, how did you go from writing, you know, hit TV shows to writing a novel, a fiction novel?
Well, I always said when I was working on shows that I wanted to work on something that, a production that never actually went into production. So when you're doing a television show, for instance, you're there for a month and a half, 2 months with just the writers. And it's a really, it's a cocoon, and there is very little outside interference. And then at the end of the summer, the actors and the crew come in, and then everything gets messed up. If you've ever worked with actors, you know what I mean. Oh, they're horrible, horrible people. But so this is, this is going off and spending a couple years living in this little world.
Now, obviously, were you a fan of The Hobbit and those, you know, kinds of stories growing up, or?
I read them when I was in college, I think, and I loved the book. I'm not a sci-fi or fantasy person, because, you know, those people are fanatics about it.
Oh yes,
yeah,
they are. And now, you know, my little nephew is into a lot of those stories, and you know, I see this kind of could be a trilogy or maybe something that goes on to the big screen. I mean, do you have those hopes? I mean, I know the book just came out, but
that's interesting you say that. And we haven't rehearsed this. But my 10-year-old son, when he was my youngest son, who when he was 10, he read the manuscript for it, and he gave me notes, which is a delightful experience for any of the writers out there. But then he pitched me a sequel to this, and you know, he was 10, so I kind of I thought, well, this is not going to be any good, and then I started thinking about it, and it made absolute sense. It is the story that has to come next. So if this has any success, I'll go on and I'll do that.
What is there a message that kids will get from the book? I mean, obviously it's a great tale, and you know, talks about all the characters, and they're going to get into that. But is there a message you think kids will take away from the book?
For kids, I just hope it's a great adventure. For adults who, some of them I think would enjoy it, there is a lot of underlying politics, some of my own prejudices about politics in this country in particular, and there's stuff about religion, and there's it has to do a great deal with reincarnation and life and death. The Noldoids reincarnate with memory, so death to them is not a big deal. When someone they love or they are associated with dies, they're not. They're a little inconvenienced, and particularly if the deceased owed them money, they're ticked off about it. And headstones, in fact, in Noldoid have the amount of money owed to certain people.
So is there a little karma involved? You know, if they're good, then when they get reincarnated, or?
Well, there is, it goes into a whole thing about their whole system of reincarnation. In fact, it becomes a big part of the story as you get into Noldoid. There are 3 humans who end up in Noldoid.
Well, obviously a fascinating book, The Wheel of Noldoid, and I know you said you can get it on Amazon.com. I wish you all the best of
Thank
luck,
you.
and hopefully we see it on the big screen.
Oh, I would be, okay. I wouldn't object.
Thank you so much for being our California profile.
Amazon Explorer offers more than 250 experiences from more than 20 geographic locations around the world. You can get up close and personal with wild animals in Costa Rica or make pasta with chefs in Italy.
There's 7 different categories from personal shopping, food and drink, cultural and landmarks. You get to immerse yourself in a new place with a one-on-one guide, ask all the questions that you want, and you can even do a little bit of personal shopping if that's an option.
Visit Amazon.com/explore for more information.
Hey guys, Kevin James Gonzalez. Listen, we're here in the beautiful city of Upland at the Colonies Crossroads, and I want to show you some of the coolest places when it comes to entertaining our guests. We are here at Tacosino. Let me show you this really cool place. Follow me. Hello, Heather.
Hi, Kevin. Nice
Guys,
to
this
see
is
you.
Heather Fox, the manager here at Tacosino. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
So would you share with us some of the great, look at this presentation. Tell us what's happening here.
Okay, so these are some of our customer favorites that we have in the restaurant. Here we have some of our tacos. I have a surf and turf, which is shrimp and carne asada in the same taco.
Right.
I also have a crispy beef and dill. It actually has dill pickles inside of it.
That's awesome.
And then we also have our pork rib taco here,
Right.
which is our sweet chili sauce topped with a nice cabbage slaw.
Okay.
And then carne asada burrito, can never go wrong with that.
Never. Look at the meat in that. And what's
I love
this?
it. So these are our new chili verde nachos. So we have a chili verde burrito, but we started doing a chili verde nacho or a French fry plate, and it's become a customer favorite.
That's
Yeah.
my favorite. That's the one that rocks.
Yeah,
you feel like it's amazing. You got to come out and try these dishes.
And then I know this one is your ultimate favorite.
My ultimate. This is what I live for every day. Go ahead, tell them what this is.
This is the elote especial. Yes, so that has a blend of Mexican spices and Mexican crema, and
Right.
it's topped with jack cheese, cilantro, and chili powder.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And all this food is cooked fresh, prepared daily?
Yes, everything is cut fresh, made fresh, all of our salsas, everything.
Let's talk about the drinks because, this beer is this is an IPA, right?
Yes,
Tell them about what that
it's
is.
our double mango IPA from a local brewery in Rancho called Hamilton's.
Okay.
That one is a favorite. We also make micheladas here. They're not on the menu, so they're
Right.
kind of secretive unless you kind of know.
And that complements all of these dishes.
It really does.
And then, of course,
We have this different Cabernets and Pinot Noirs, different types of red blend wines, and we also have some white wines.
right, fantastic. And so with May coming up, Cinco de Mayo a few weeks away,
Yes.
tell us what are some of the best popular dishes.
Oh, okay. So Cinco de Mayo, we're actually going to do a special foot-long taco. So we're doing like a foot-long hard shell, different kinds of tacos there.
Right.
We're going to do some crazy different kinds of micheladas that
Good.
you haven't seen here before.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you for having us.
Thank you so much
Again,
for
guys,
stopping
we'd
by.
love to invite you once again to Tacosino. Thank you. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Come out and try the food for yourself. You will absolutely love it.
Well, that's it for us. If you missed any part of our show, go to our website, CaliforniaLifeHD.com. We'll see you next time.
Watch us on our YouTube channel. Stay connected to our social media, like our blogs on Facebook. Follow our tweets on Twitter. And check out our posts on Instagram and Pinterest, where we bring you the best of California.